In 1991, there was an economic crisis in India. Previously, India was not encouraging foreign investments and India was not a major exporter. So, the amount of foreign exchange coming into the country was quite limited. At the same time, India had to import petroleum, and since the Indian industry had been so severely restricted by the license quota permit Raj, we were importing quite a few other essential items as well. In 1991, there was a balance of payment crisis. The total amount of foreign exchange that India had was barely enough for around 3 weeks worth of essential imports. India urgently needed loans in foreign currencies. So the government had to pledge a significant portion of India's gold reserves as collateral to the Bank of England and the Union Bank of Switzerland for emergency loans. This situation was one of the triggers for the economic reforms and the liberalization that was kicked off in 1991. Almost all the sectors of the Indian economy were affected by the 1991 reforms. Fiscal reforms, which reduced fiscal deficit, that is, the difference between what the government received and what it spends, by reducing or abolishing subsidies and divestment of the government shares in PSUs. There were monetary and financial reforms, which made the banking systems more efficient by removing interest rate distortions. Capital market reforms, which allowed for the mobilization of resources through the share market or the securities market and its efficient allocation. There were industrial policy reforms, where industrial licensing was abolished across almost all industrial sectors, except in 18 industries. Almost 80% of the industry was unshackled. So anyone with capital could start a company. There were trade policy reforms, which encouraged exports and reduced the regulation on foreign trade. And foreign investments were promoted by way of automatic permission for foreign direct investment in high priority industries. And there was also a rationalization of the exchange rate policy, where the rupee was devalued by around 20%, making exports more competitive. So in short, the 1991 economic reforms aimed to liberalize the Indian economy by reducing government control and by promoting private sector participation. This included deregulation of industries, encouraging exports, reduction in import tariffs, and easing restrictions on foreign investment. And this liberalization of the economy also kicked off the process of privatization and globalization, which we will discuss further.